We are ready for the last and most thrilling act of the conference, Podim DX Pitching Competition. More than 100 startups and scale-ups were pitching in front of the investors and corporations in the last 2 days. And now the time has come for the on-stage pitching competition between the best 5 startups. The most prospective startup will win. The winning team will be awarded with a 1-year free office space in TMRW, South London's #1 tech workspace.
Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is, for me, always the highlight of every conference. And this one is going to be even more special because it's fully digital. I am very much looking forward to doing this. It'll be very, very special. Now, the rules are very simple. Our contestants are given 3 minutes time to present their ideas, their pitches. And after that, we're going to have 2 minutes of Q&A. You've heard the awards. Now, let's just explain the rules. These 3 minutes aren't kind of a rough time, but they are super sharp. So don't consider me as an impolite person. The rules are very straightforward, and I can see them on my screen already. I'm looking at all of you, so let's try and make this pleasant for all of us. I'm a big fan of timekeeping. My half Irish heart likes enjoying myself. My half German heart says, no, we have to be very precise on this, and we shall be. So in that sense, without any further ado, the rules are very straightforward. Then after every single pitch, the jury, who I shall introduce shortly, will rank every single pitch from first to last using 3 very simple criteria. They're quite straightforward, and the whole idea is just product, team, and of course, market potential. Now, obviously, everything is in the eye of the beholder, and I know you at home know best. That's why you are given a 6th voice, and at the end of the 5 pitches, you get to vote as well. And as you know, your vote counts. If you don't know what I mean, well, look into world politics and you see what happens if people don't vote. I hope I didn't say that too loud, but probably you know what I mean. Anyway, without any further ado, because time is of the essence, let's introduce the jury. Normally they'd be sitting in a half circle on stage, but this is even more interesting. Now, what I'll do is I'll ask them onto my little stage. I'll just say the name and they'll shortly say who they are and what they do. And we're going to start off with Cristobal Alonso of the startup Wise Guys. And again, the best handle of the conference, El Patron. Hello, Cristobal. How are you?
Good, very good, Daniel. Nice to see you again. We have seen each other a couple of times these last 3 days. Doing great. So yes, Cristobal Alonso, CEO and patron of Startup Wise Guys, probably most active investor last year with 81 deals in early stage in Europe, working very much in the region, 5 pre-accelerator programs. I'm looking forward to investing in a number of companies from our Italian facility in the coming months. So very excited to be here and 3rd time in Podim finals. So excited to see who is going to be the winner.
You seem to be enjoying yourself. You're always coming back for more. That's amazing. That's a good sign. Let's move on to another regular, and that's Julien Coustaury of Rouge Capital from Slovenia. Julien, how are you?
Hi, Daniel. I'm fine. What about you? Having fun?
I'm having the time of my life. Julien, tell the audience who you are and what you do besides having an amazing background.
Yes, it's very simple. We provide love and money to tech startups in the region. That's what we do best.
That was a very precise pitch. I like that a lot. You provide love and money. If money can't buy it, love can make it happen. If these 2 things don't work, it's probably not worthwhile pursuing it anyway. Moving on to our next jury member, and that's Veronika Pistyur of Oktogon Ventures and Bride from Hungary. How are you, Veronika?
Fine, thank you. And I hope everyone is safe. And of course, my partner, Jure, was already in a panel discussion today. So you might have some impression about us. We are looking for high growth technology startups from the region.
Now, thank you very much for that. And we're moving on to our next jury member. That's Jure Mikuž of South Central Ventures of Slovenia. Where are you at? Hello. There you are. Good man. You'll have to unmute, brother.
Oh yeah, it's now better?
Yes.
It is. Thank God. Well, hi. I'm one of the managing partners of the South Central Ventures, which is a regional VC fund. We're investing all over the region, somewhere from Macedonia to Slovenia. So yeah, happy to join this jury.
Joining in. Next up is Jasmina Henniova of 3TS Capital Partners from Austria. Jasmina, how are you today?
Good, thank you. Enjoying the fully remote conferencing. So I'm Jasmina, 3TS Capital, previously been head of startups at Pioneers. And with 3TS, we're investing in later stage companies, but we're always happy to look at the early stages already. So great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And Andraž Tori of Outbrain, also of Slovenia. Andraž, how are you?
Hello, I'm Andraž. First, to correct you, the title, I do work at Outbrain. However, I represent Silicon Gardens at this conference, the fund in Ljubljana. And we are a kind of regional-based fund by founders, for founders, for the early stages, so seed angels and similar. And I hope to see some great pitches.
Thank you very much. And also thank you very much for correcting me. That's always why I like that my jury members introduce themselves, because, you know, it's kind of challenging so many people. But thank you very much for putting that into context. Now, obviously, dearest jury, we have a bit of a challenge here, because normally when we would be doing this, I'd be looking at you and you would be lifting your hand if you would have a question at the end. That makes it somewhat tricky in our setup, but obviously we will improvise, adapt and overcome. And my simple solution is I'll try and look at you on my very own special screen. And as we only have 2 minutes, it's first come, first serve. So whoever of you raises their hand that they want to give an input, that's your lucky shot. That's the part, if you've understood that, you nod. That's the part you don't see, audience. Have you understood that, dearest jury members? That's 4 out of 6 saying yes. Julien, I trust you've also got that one. Good man. I'm just double checking. Big man, just double checking. Yes, good. Now, obviously, the audience vote is also straightforward. You will find out how to do that. Again, it happens at the end, but do take note. And you know what happens if you don't vote? Rather weird things happen. Now, without any further ado, I think it would be good to start with the actual pitching. And as I said, time is of the essence. Just to give you a heads up, what's going to happen is I'm going to introduce our first contestant on stage, not yet, but in a couple of seconds, and try and just establish if the sound is good and if they're comfortable, if we can see the slides. And as soon as the slides are visible first, I'm going to say, are you ready, steady? And as soon as I say go, they start and the timer runs. So if something happens before you saying, hey, I can't hear you, or I haven't muted, or whatever it is, just say stop and we'll fix it. But as soon as I said go, let's go. It's like parachuting. Once you've left the plane, well, yep, that's kind of a final thing. So I'd say the rules are quite straightforward. I think I've explained it all. If there's no other questions, I think we should get pitching. So in that sense, I would like to get the first contestant to my stage. The startup is called Brain Trip, and pitching will be Jure. I can see him smiling already. Jure, how are you?
I'm great. Hello from the sunny south side of Slovenia.
Good man. I can hear you. I can see you. Have you got your slides at the ready?
I do.
Good man. The jury seems set. So without any further ado, the screen sharing has been activated, as I can see. I would say, ready, steady, and go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me the virtual stage. My name is Jure again. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Brain Trip, and we have developed the first rapid and scalable screening test for dementia. This is Jane. She's been married for 30 years, but she doesn't recognize her husband anymore. Last winter, she almost froze to death because she got lost in her backyard garden. Lately, her family needs to watch her constantly so she doesn't overdose on her insulin. Jane is one of the 65 million people who suffer from Alzheimer's dementia. But Jane's life didn't have to get this bad this fast. Even though Alzheimer's is incurable, most of Jane's problems have effective treatments that work best if started early. Jane already started to feel her memory slipping 6 years ago. When she raised concerns about it, her husband and doctor told her she was simply getting older. But when, 2 years ago, she started forgetting her son's name, her doctor finally referred her to a neurologist who just recently diagnosed her with Alzheimer's disease. Had Jane been screened for dementia when she first raised concerns, she might still be her old self. And early dementia screening is exactly what BrainTrip offers. Our product is a piece of software that empowers existing EEG hardware. Our test is based on brainwave analysis and enables early dementia detection, which leads to early treatment. The test is rapid, non-invasive, and costs less than 100 euros. Our unique selling point is that we can predict how fast the disease will progress for each individual. No other test can do this. We're a B2B company using a SaaS model to target companies and organizations who deal with elders. One of our market partners is Sincere, a Dutch care network with access to more than 6,000 people in our target group, and we will start trials with them in the fourth quarter of this year and are expecting to scale to 2 other care networks within 6 months. Our test is best suited for people over the age of 60, and just in Europe, there are 200 million people who could benefit by taking our test. Health economic studies have shown that early diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease would save $8 trillion in long-term costs for people currently alive in the US. Consider that Europe's market is twice as big and older. Our team is stellar. We have expertise in neuroscience and data analytics, but we're also a tight-knit community. And this is not just another business, not just another startup, it's a labor of love. We'll start raising our seed around in about a year, and we welcome investors to help us on our journey. Thank you.
Boom. That was solid and amazing timekeeping. I'll just have to say again, that's the part I can judge. Very nice timekeeping. Julien, I saw your hand go up first. Let me just set the timer and we'll start with the Q&A in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Can you give us some unit economics, how much the test cost and how do you sell it?
So each test costs about 100 euros. If a client already has existing EEG devices, which might be in a hospital, we just provide them access to our cloud-based analysis platform. If our client doesn't have access to an EEG device, we also sell them an EEG device, which is manufactured by a third party. So each test is about 100 euros.
Any other questions?
How do you
Andraž.
know? How do we know that technology works? How do you prove it?
Very good. So we've conducted 2 independent clinical evaluations on more than 550 human subjects. The results of these tests are being published in the peer-reviewed scientific literature. Some of the results have already been presented at the world's most prestigious neuroscientific conference, the Society for Neuroscience, in Washington in 2017.
Thank you.
What do you see as
Cristobal.
a... Oh, okay.
Sorry, Cristobal.
Can you give me your AIR projection in 3 years? So something about the, not just unit economics, but market economics, what is going to be your revenues in 3 years?
It is very difficult to give you that kind of projection, and I will respectively refrain from giving you exact figures because it depends heavily on our exact business model that we'll be pursuing. We're moving into the market very carefully. This is a medical device. We're getting our medical certification in 3 to 4 months. And once we do that, we will carefully enter the market in academic institutions and in certain high-end senior care networks. And based on the feedback we will get, then we will decide exactly how quickly and in what way we want to enter the market, because we want to do this in the right way for large, long-term returns.
Okay, let me ask you a quick one follow-up. when is the first revenue going to be hitting the market? 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, as you cannot give any figures.
Less than 6 months.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, from my timekeeping, the time is up. Thank you very much. Now, Veronika, next time I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but I do believe Cristobal with that second quicker. So in that sense, that was our very first pitch. Now, dear jury, I would ask you to rate, you know, the categories you have to rate, just kind of take note. Audience, if you're listening in, just kind of take your notes as well, because, you know, at the end, you're going to have to vote. And now I would think, I'm seeing them all kind of working away, we should get our next contestant to our little stage. Now, every time I do one of these things, there is a startup's name that I kind of like messing up. Now, on my order, it says that we're going to continue with a startup called Egg XYT, and it'll be Yehuda. So I don't know how to pronounce that. XXY, Egg XYC. You'll have to explain this to us, Yehuda. So how do I pronounce the name of your startup? Yehuda.
Hi, good evening from Israel. It is Exit. Hi, good evening. It is Exit.
Oh, I'm so happy to learn every single time it is Exit. That's amazing. Now, before we get to have you pitch, let's roll the intro video, please. Good. Now, let's see. So we have your sound going. You have your slides at the ready. You're ready to screen share, Yehuda?
I am screen sharing.
Good man. So if you're ready, we're ready. And in that sense, ready, steady, and go.
Hi, I'm Yehuda, grandson of Israeli egg farmers. And I'm here to show you some magic. And by the way, share with you a $300 billion opportunity. Can you tell what's inside this egg? Well, farmers can't tell either. So that's why every year we kill 8 billion male chicks. 8 billion. Why does this happen? There are two kinds of chickens in the world. The big broilers, which are optimized for the broiler market, and the little layers, which are optimized for laying eggs. If you are a male layer, you are useless. You do not lay eggs, and you do not have enough meat to become an interesting product for the poultry industry. So every year, the industry sends 16 billion fertile eggs to incubators, incubates them for 3 weeks to then meet human selectors. There is such a profession. This is how it looks like. They will send 8 billion females to the market to lay eggs, but send 8 billion male chicks to their immediate death. It is a huge ethical and financial challenge, but Exit is here to change that. And we make it possible to count your chickens before they hatch. Now, how do we do that? This is my co-founder, Professor Danny Offen, a neuroscience professor at the Medical School of Tel Aviv University. And he's going to show us a demonstration of Sexit, our device, which is able to look inside the egg pre-incubation in a non-invasive way. So you can see the female egg and the male egg look different. And we do editing, which can then be met by our device, Sexit, which sees the sex chromosome through the eggshell and serves as a gatekeeper, enabling the female eggs inside the incubator where they remained untouched genetically. This can create, as I said, a huge financial opportunity as well for the egg, poultry, and consumer market and will end up as male culling-free eggs on supermarket shelves. The time is now because Europe is banning the practice of culling of male chicks. We have an extensive, talented team across the board of science and business, and we can save lives, save money, and turn waste into a product. We were rewarded by many rewards and funded by the European EU and private investors, and hopefully we will change how this is done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, yes, it was a bit of a challenge, I think, from sound and video, but we'll still make the best of it. Jasmina, that's a very clear first vote to you. So when we're all set and done, Jasmina, ready when you are.
I'm ready. Good. Thank you so much for the pitch. Maybe you mentioned it, but the sound was breaking a little bit. Like, who exactly are your customers and how are you going to enter the market?
So we entered the market through genetics. There are a few genetic breeders in the world. We embed our genetics into their genetics. And then there's a new line of genetics, which includes this trait of sex detectability. That's the first level of disruption and value creation. The second level is a SaaS model, sexing as a service, replacing those human sexers with our sexing device and charging the hatcheries for the use of our sexing device. And last, the supermarkets will sell these premium eggs and we create value there as well.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, please? Veronika.
You said timing is now, but what does it mean where you are in the whole process? So in your vision.
I will need to remain a bit vague because we cannot share our relationships. But we are in the process of commercializing the product and working on the regulatory approval. Could you hear me?
Nope.
Oh,
not really.
I'm sorry. I said that I cannot share extensively where exactly we are due to confidentiality, but we are in the process of commercializing the product and working on regulatory approval.
Sounds interesting.
Daniel, I think we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
So you should be able to hear me now. Sorry about that. The battery of my device. How quick the team is, and the team was lightning fast. So that was also a first. So that was the second pitch. Thank you very much. You've done your votes. Let's move on to the third team. The team is called Fast Here, and joining is going to be Matija Nakic. Matija, where are you at?
Hello, Daniel. Greetings from Zagreb. This is like Eurosong style hello, but we're in Zagreb.
It is, isn't it? So greetings from Vienna to Zagreb. Happy to give you 12 points if the pitching goes well.
Merci.
So before we, my pleasure. My French is absolutely limited, so I understand that. And the rest is like, yes, yes. So before we do that, let's roll the intro on you. So, very clear. If you are ready, You've got everything you have at your ready. You're ready to slide share. Sound is working. Ready?
Ready.
Steady. And then go for it.
Hi, my name is Matija and we are Farseer, enterprise budgeting software made for humans. 69% of companies use only Excel for financial planning and analytics. Most of us know how Excel breaks, even with a few people working in it. There's tons of manual work, mistakes are everywhere, and it's a huge security risk. In today's fast-changing world, companies have to anticipate different futures and adapt as they go. Excel is becoming obsolete since planning is becoming continuous, collaborative, and predictive. Farseer is a cloud budgeting software that reads data exports from any accounting, sales, or banking system and uses them for budgeting, simulations, and forecasting. Farseer is the only budgeting tool that doesn't require integrations with other systems and can be implemented in a day. Farseer is like Excel on steroids. We took the best of Excel and best of collaborative cloud software and created a perfect solution for the companies overgrowing Excel. Existing planning solutions are expensive and complex consolidation platforms, and they serve some clients very well, but they fail to satisfy the needs of our target market. And our target market are global companies from 200 to 2,000 employees. Our ideal customer profile is a customer that will have self-service implementation and an average of 500 euros revenue per month. This is a very simplified math, but just to show on potential, we believe we can reach 1,000 clients till the year 6 and 6 million euros in revenue. We launched in February with the first version, and so far we have 6 international beta clients who are a small but happy bunch, since we lowered their manual work at least in half. We plan to finish version 2 in August. In parallel, we're searching for beta clients with the goal of having 25 of them till the end of the year. In the first quarter of 2021, we are raising a seed round of funding that will enable us to grow faster and reach 25,000 euros of MRR till the end of 2021. There are 4 founders, Luca, Mates, Rinko, and myself. We all have entrepreneurial experience and a strong tech background. Katarina is our first hire and she's handling sales. And Michael is one of the world's leading FP&A experts and our advisor. We have the domain and the technical knowledge, but most importantly, we have the maturity and execution power to make this happen. If you want to join us on our mission of democratizing planning as an investor, beta client, or a mentor, please contact me on email or LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, that was, that's probably one of the easiest pitching competitions I've hosted up to now. You had like 20 seconds left. That was not the first pitch. So yeah, very, very, very nice. I'm impressed. Now, officially, the time is up. That means, Jasmina, you were like, she's won the game. She's understood. All the other jury members, that's the way you need to do it. She's like, yeah, me. Jasmina, go for it.
Good. Matija, what is your average contract size, or how much are you planning to charge your clients in the future?
We are testing various licensing prices from 50 euros to 110, but here we just use the very simplified math, and we would say that it's certainly for 50 euros per user license is the revenue that we can reach. If we manage to go higher, that would be great, but this is sort of a little bit pessimistic math that we're using for now. We would rather be positively surprised than negatively.
Cristobal.
What will it take to go 2 times faster than what you predict to do in the next 2 years?
To go 2 times faster, we would need a little bit help with leads. So getting more leads and better quality leads, because we're spending a lot of time at the moment on that. And we would need a certain amount of marketing budget and some help with the digital marketing to get international leads flowing in more faster.
Thank you. Andraž.
So on that topic, what's your go-to market? Like, what's your secret weapon? Fast is very crowded now, a lot of noise. How do you break out of it?
basically our unique proposition value is that we are Excel on steroids. So we're offering a familiar interface to the user, but then we add all the extra layers of security, collaboration, auditing, multidimensional reporting, and reading from any kind of financial data that you have. So Farseer doesn't require one-on-one integration for a certain connector with your ERP system or the PSD2 for bank statements. You just drag and drop your structured financial statement, whether it's a CSV or Excel from a bank statement or ERP or even from CRM, and Farseer helps you map it to the existing structure.
And now I have to cut in. I'm afraid the time for the Q&A is up. Next time you'll get the benefit of the doubt. But again, I'm so sorry. It's only 2 minutes.
No problem.
That's the rule. Cheers, brother. In that sense, thank you very much, Mattia. And let's move on to the fourth contestant, Jury. Again, don't forget to do your rankings. I know you're all smart people, but just saying, just a friendly reminder, just take your notes. Let's move on to the next contestant. The startup is called Pixel Farm, and joining is Farid. Farid, how are you? Well, I can tell you're muted. That's at least something. So you'll have to.
Can you hear me now?
Indeed, I can. Well done.
Perfect. Hi, Daniel. Greetings from windy Vienna.
Windy Vienna. Oh, good, good. Thank you for the warning. I've been in the studio all day. That's a good warning for me. That'll mess up my beard. Anyhow, let's roll the intro. Let's see what you're up to.
Yes.
Now, it's kind of a limited song contest thing, so I'll just have to say, from Vienna to Vienna, Farid, if you are ready, your screen sharing is set, then I can only say steady, and the stage is yours. Go.
Hi, my name is Farid, and I am co-founder and CEO of Pixel Farm. Pixel Farm is a mobile application that provides apple producers with early season yield estimation. But why is this information important? Because many operational important decisions are based on this information. Apple growers often realize too late that the yield is not that much as they planned, or the size of the fruits are going to be smaller, which means less income for them. And the association faced the challenge of managing multiple farms and orchards across different countries. The current solutions are inefficient, are not accurate, and most importantly, are not digital. With Pixel Farm, the producers get all the important information that they need in a single mobile application in real time. Information like the estimated fruit size, the size class distribution, the harvest volume, and growth rate. But how it works? It's very simple. You just need to add your orchard into our application, take pictures of a certain number of apples depending on the size of your orchard, and you get in real time the estimation. And the associations, they access our online dashboard where they can easily manage their hundreds of orchards and farms and users. With having this information in an early stage of the season, producers can gain 500 to 2,000 euros in addition per hectare by optimizing their operations like logistics, sales, and marketing, and also optimizing their production, getting bigger fruits and increasing their yield. Behind this simple to use application, we have a very sophisticated technology. We use artificial intelligence, machine learning, and image processing in order to accurately measure and forecast fruit size. We have a yearly subscription plan where we charge the clients per hectare. The market potential is huge. We have a total market of 4.9 million hectares of apples, and we believe that with our technology, we can obtain 300,000 hectares. And the advantage of our system is we can expand our algorithm to other fruits. So next year, we are planning to include pears, peach, and kiwi. And by doing so, we have access to 3.3 million additional hectares. We know that agriculture technologies are growing. We are focused on yield monitoring. And our competitive advantage is that the clients don't need to invest anything in any hardware device. Anyone in the world with mobile application can use our technology. And our algorithm is based on 30 years of academic research. We have a diverse team of data scientists, agronomists, and innovators. And we could have great traction in the last couple of months, having corporation partners and organizations like Pink Lady are going to use our system for the coming season. We are planning to have a 1 million seed round in October, November.
And the time is up. Thank you very much. Now, seeing your team, I know why you refer to being windy in Vienna, because where you're based, it's always very windy. Now, I didn't look at the jury right now, and I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and the jury raises their hands. Wait, there was an early start. 3, no, hands down. Hands down. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's Cristobal and says Jure and then Andraž. That worked.
Quick one. You said you have a great traction. Can you give us any numbers?
For the traction?
Yes. Any sales?
Yeah. So basically, it's our first season that we start to sail now. The last season we used to, we had some pilots in Australia and South Africa, but the algorithm that we are using is already on the market with some manual devices where it's basically tested. But it's our first season that we start with our product.
Thank you, Rich. Jure.
Yeah, thank you for putting my portfolio company on your competitive on the screen about the competitors. Who owns the data?
The data is owned by the farmers, so by producers who basically purchase our service.
Okay, thank you.
Andraž.
How do we know it works?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
How do we know it correctly counts the apples? What's the proof?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so it's based on 30 years of research. So we already have clients and people who use the same algorithm, and we know that we have the accuracy of over 95%. And for many clients, for this season, we are offering also a pilot package where they can be convinced by themselves and look at that.
Thank you. 40 seconds, Jasmina.
Unmuting. How much does it take you to actually expand to every new fruit?
We need 1 season of data collection. So if we collect this season data for peers, we can have peers in our system for next year.
15 seconds. Cristobal.
So what is the next fruit?
Pears, kiwi, and peach are the next ones. And what we want to do also with the investment is applying our technology to a more automated.
And the time is up.
Drones or tractors.
Thank you very much, Cristobal. Thank you very much for counting. Saying that's 3, but it's ambitious, isn't it? If you've got not 1 but 3 fruits in his pipeline. But anyhow, I like that. Thank you very much. That was 4 down. Number 5 is about to come along again. Jerry, don't forget to take note. And here's another one with an interesting name that I'll potentially absolutely thrash. But, you know, let's see if I actually do. Welcome on stage. Well, the name is easy, Gabor, but the name is Sunstone RTLS or something. Welcome to our stage, Gabor. What's the real name? Again, you'll have to unmute, brother.
Okay. Hello. Sunstone, basically. So.
Sunstone, basically. Yes, that makes my life a lot easier. So in that sense, let's run your little intro video before we get cracking. Good. Now, we've tested your sounds. The camera is working. Your screen sharing is ready. Correct?
I'm sharing the screen, so can you see it?
Good man. Good man. I'm just checking. So if you're ready, Then I'll just say the magical words, ready, steady, and go.
Hello, my name is Gabor. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Sunstone. Imagine a plant manager from the 70s visiting a factory of today. He will be clearly amazed with all the technological advancements in production, like robotic arms, augmented and virtual reality, 3D printing, but he will be happy to recognize all the same processes for moving pallets, like using forklifts, trolleys, and barcode scanning. We see this as a huge problem, as this type of intralogistics space time, shop floor area, human resources, and transport equipment. We propose Sunstone as a solution. You can imagine Sunstone as an indoor GPS for factories. You can track small electronic devices, battery-powered, called tags, with 0.5 meter precision. This generates enormous amount of location data, which you can use to optimize your processes or to introduce new location-based processes. We target manufacturers and warehouses. Europe is struggling with this industry going away due to high manufacturing costs. With Sunstone, manufacturers save a lot. Also, the e-commerce boom recently generated a big amount of rented logistics space. With Sunstone and very strict timing for delivery. With Sunstone, warehouses deliver faster. And talking about competition, well, it's a tough market. According to our chip manufacturer, it takes 3 years to get to an RTL system like Sunstone. And happily, Sunstone was designed to scale from its starting point. And this is the only system where you pay for what matters. And in this system, the position, that's what matters. So it's just a monthly fee, no one-time investment. And it's already proven. Our biggest customer, the Fortune 500 automotive supplier Lear Corporation, already covers 12,000 square meters of its shop floor with Sunstone and tracks more than 750 tags in real time. We have bootstrapped this company so long that I can say that we have absolutely no technological risk now. And recently received grant funding from the EU enables us to introduce this price per position business model and to disrupt the market. We are a team of 15 in Budapest, sharing the heritage of the region with untapped technological talent and a huge hunger for business success. And we do not stop here. So our vision is Sunstone as the future IIoT platform, because we think that Industry 4.0 is a unique combination of collaboration and competition. And that's why Sunstone is an open platform for third-party solutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Also very time efficient. Well done on that. Yes, Veronika, I've seen you're going to be going first. I just have to somehow use the next 3 seconds and buy time. In that sense, now it's time to start with the Q&A, and Veronika, the stage is yours.
Thanks. You mentioned that manufacturers save a lot, but can you please mention a number? What does it mean?
So usually this works as a return of investment. So this is the new pricing model, the monthly fee. Previously, all our systems were sold as a one-time fee with a return of investment in less than 10 months.
Thank you very much. Cristobal, I saw your hand go up earlier. Same question?
Yeah, it's the same as Veronika. You say a lot faster. Can you give, you're giving me a number that I don't understand because I don't understand your business model.
Okay.
So
for example,
so 20% faster, 40% faster, 50% savings on equipment movement. Okay. Can you give us a figure?
Yeah. So for example, at Lear Corporation, we cover 3 use cases. We get into Lear with 1 use case. It's called Tool Finder. So we take 500 tools. And this decreased the finding time from a couple of 10 minutes to almost 0 because they know where the tool is. And this decreased the machine downtime by 10%. And this saved them multiple €1,000 per month.
Thank you. 40 seconds if there's any other questions. Jure.
What's your traction in terms of revenues after 5 years since you started developing this?
Okay, so we started as an engineering service provider. So I call us a startup since 1 year ago, as we are now focusing only on this. Last year, we had revenues only from Sunstone with 100K.
Thank you. 20
Thanks.
seconds. Jasmina.
So what is the revenue plan down the line for next 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah, we plan to quadruple our revenues in every year.
And that's a beautiful way to end this Q&A with 1 second remaining when I started the second part of the sentence. Thank you very much for pitching. Also, thank you very much to the jury. Obviously, don't run away because we still need you and your smart heads. Now, the funny thing is for me, usually at this point in time, I'd be kind of always looking forwards and backwards to my colleagues next to the stage, which is kind of a bit of a tricky thing in these kind of settings. And before I go over to the Maribor studio, again, dearest audience out there, you know now is the time to vote. You have to vote for your favorite pitch. Maybe not favorite, but the one you think is best, because obviously usually rationale wins, or maybe other factors. We'll never know because it is a secret vote. But you know how it is? Make your vote count. Now, normally we kind of be looking forwards and backwards there. We keep looking over at Urban's face and say, like, what do you think? How's it going? What do you think? Which is kind of difficult in this kind of a setting. So therefore, now is the time for me to ask him what his opinions are. Urban, what's your take on the pitching now? You happy? Seemingly very happy. So that works as well.
Urban? Yeah. So yeah, it was storming 5 pitches, all interesting companies. And what we are as organizers, super impressed that they are from such, so many different countries. So it is really great to see different products, and I can't wait to get to know who the winner is. What about you?
Now, quick question. Yeah, quick question for me. I mean, first of all, how is this experience now for you, seeing the pitches? Normally we'd be next to the stage and we kind of talking forwards and backwards, feeling the excitement, which I certainly felt. But how is your experience now?
So this experience of online pitching is not so new for us, since we are the organizers of pre-selection processes in different funding products of Slovenian Enterprise Fund here in Slovenia. So just a few weeks before the Podim, we have a great drill, for these pitching finals, and we have a demo day with 134 companies pitching in 2 days. So actually, this was a walk in a park, so to say. So nothing super exceptional.
You are always super relaxed. That's one of the many things I like about you. You're very relaxed. It's nothing special. We do that all the time. It's like, done it once, second time, walk in the park. That's why I always enjoy coming to Podim. I thought it was, I do this sometimes also, but still I get very excited. But okay, no, I'm loving that, the rational confidence. We learned that yesterday evening, so that's a good one. Do you want to defend yourself?
It's a common remark that I'm too relaxed and too calm. So that sometimes is mistaken that I'm not worried and that I don't care, right? But it just maybe the confidence that we have really done the best job that we could, right? And that everything turned out really great. So yeah, maybe this I don't care, face expression doesn't say exactly, what I feel inside. So I was, of course, super excited in the backstage and jumping around a little bit, but I was not the one that was jumping around the highest. And but yeah, I'm one of the most calm person in the team.
And that's something which is also good about leadership. If you stay calm in the storm, that's what people also want. What's going on in the inside is one thing, on the outside, calm and content. Now, I've seen someone else join our chat, and last year we still spoke in person. Now this year it's somewhat in a different way, but joining us now is François Mazoudier. François, what was your take on this whole thing?
Hi everyone, and hello Vera. I've been very impressed, I have to say. It's extremely difficult, and I've seen many events that have gone so badly wrong. So all kudos to you guys for organizing this. As to the companies that I've seen, I'm so far very impressed. You keep producing a roster of highly promising, highly charged and highly exciting companies. So frankly, very much like Urban, I can't wait to see the winner is and grab them, invite them to London for a lot of work together first and a lot of success further down the line.
Thank you very much, because obviously you are going to be, you're deeply involved in the award that's being handed out. Now, speaking of the award, again, vote, because your vote counts. Now, Urban, what's your take on the voting? Do you have some insights already?
No, the voting is still taking place, so I think it will end soon. So we are waiting for the 7th vote, which is the vote of the audience. But let me ask Francois, right? So we were, this February, we were with last year winner, with Martin Cukic from AdScanner. We were at your beautiful Tomorrow space, and it's really amazing. It's a great hub. It's a great place to be and to make business from there, from London. So how is your vibe and what is your outlook for next month in Tomorrow?
So obviously being a co-working space is kind of an ugly duckling right now. It's not the business that you want to invest in. Nobody has a clue how, when, and how much it's going to come back to. What we have though is we have upped massively the amount of services that we used to deliver on site only. You had to be at Tomorrow here with me and us with the team to be able to get access to the funding network that we have, to the services and the staffing and the commercial growth. And so we're moving more and more towards fully digital services. It's going to take time. I hope that one day it looks as professional and smooth as you have just demonstrated. But we're moving more and more towards helping the most promising companies to land here in the UK, help them to do that. It's not always obvious, from small logistical details to having the contact network. It's not obvious for somebody who hasn't really built over time an active network to get one. London is highly competitive. I presented today that last year alone, in London alone, not the UK, 220,000 new startups were born. So this is a highly active, hyperactive, massively complex labyrinth to jump into for a foreigner, and we hope to be able to do that at scale more and more digitally.
So Francois, tell me, you are deeply involved in London ecosystem. How is we see the vibe and the rate of birth of new startups is enormous and really active. What about the activity on the other side, right? So investors, corporates looking for connection with startups. Is this a little bit stalling, or is decreasing, or it's getting back up? So what is the vibe there?
So you have two massive trends to consider. And I explained that this morning. You have roughly 14 billion of capital that has gone into the UK tech funding ecosystem, a record of all records. So you have now a brand new set of funds that did not exist 2 years ago that have got money to spend. That's a good news. We have a huge plethora of companies of various qualities coming in, and therefore there's a huge job of matchmaking to be done, and that has been complete, and the rug has been pulled from under their feet because there's no way that you can physically meet, and both sides are actually learning how to do video. We're helping companies, and we're going to be tutoring companies that deserve it how to do a video pitch, and don't expect that your investors or your prospect investors have a clue about how to do well, efficiently and rapidly over Zoom. So therefore you're going to have to be driving this. So on the good news, loads of capital looking for good investments to make. On the other side, a ton of companies, very difficult to matchmake them, very difficult to grade them because you can't meet them. As you know, 90% of the investment decision, and that lasts roughly within the first 10 minutes, is, do I like this person? Do I want to spend the next 10 years with her, with him, sitting and trying to fight problems and make this work? And if the answer is no, or maybe, or I'm not sure, then that investment is not going to happen. So huge learning curve for both sides, tons of capital looking for good deals, tons of companies looking for good capital. So it's super exciting times. The very short term is obviously one that I'm sure you've read in the press. It's a complete, oh my God, what's happening? What do we do? There are extremely few, I think I count them on one hand, extremely few VC funds that have had the balls to actually expose their strategy, their thesis, and say, we're not investing. Don't talk to us, you're wasting your time. Let's reconnect in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, or date of reopening of the markets and the borders, plus 3 months for us to figure out how to do this. A lot of VCs are therefore been swamped with requests that have been unfiltered on the basis only that they were open for business, quote unquote. In fact, they were not. And what you see at the moment is a massive, as it happened last time in 2008 and in 2000 before that, you see a massive knee-jerk and overreaction where everything is on lockdown, nothing is moving, people are trying to figure out their own lives. Remember that VC funds, just like startups, have to raise funds, and a lot of their own investors are saying, please pull the brakes on. I'm not sure that you should be venturing into areas of investments that you haven't done before, not the time to be discovering and risking. So there's a lot of risk aversions, which is a shame, but welcome to Europe. We have a venture capital scene that is amazing at things, not the most amazing at jumping over very long distances. And so you have tons of capital, tons of new fund looking, tons of companies, and we're now right in the beginning of the month 2, month 3, where everybody's trying to figure out what is it that I will be doing and not, what is it that I announce, what is it that I focus on. And right now what I see, at least in London, is a retrenchment towards, I want to be sure that the companies I've already spent money on and taken a risk with are going to make it all the way through the storm. So therefore, most of my capital, and that's the only thing they can communicate, is I'm backing down, I'm doubling down on existing investments. I believe that in the next month, when things start to be announced as reopening soon, think of Slovenia, Croatia, Denmark, New Zealand, Australia, you're going to see now a rebound. Again, the pendulum always swings too far out and swings too far. You're going to see a reopening and a mass of activity of companies saying, I have now supported my portfolio companies, valuations are too high, this is not what we do, they're now outside of my sphere, I need to find new fresh blood and new fresh talent. So I think the business will truly reopen in a couple of months, my opinion.
Keeping fingers crossed that you are right, and I think, Daniel, it's now your turn to start the winner announcing procedure.
Yes. Thank you very much. Now, before we get to the winner's announcement procedure, obviously we'd like to say that all of the pitchers have joined us now. So before we do that, I'd be quite curious how this experience went to them. So maybe one or two you want to give us a quick experience. Now, first of all, Yehuda, I have to ask you, we had a bit of a connection issue. Did you notice that on your end? Yes, seemingly. He did. So there's a bit of a sound issue. So again, that happens in these things. I would love to hear what you have to say, Yehuda, but then again, now Farid, switching to you at this point over in Vienna, you seem quite calm and content on this, like you'd be doing this all the time.
Yeah, no, it was actually a fun experience. Everything worked well. Yeah, it's normally different, you know, if you have the people really in front of you and the vibe, but still, I think you solved it from the technology point of view in a very good way. And I mean,
also, thank you. And also asking you, Matthew, I mean, you ended like 21 seconds early and you were like, boom, I've got this. This is like walk in the park. Is that the way it felt?
Yeah, I felt really good, but I missed the stage. I really missed the stage. Last time I was pitching 1 week before I gave birth, on a stage in front of 300 people. So it was still not that stressful, you know, but I'm liking it more and more. I'm starting to enjoy this.
Did you just say you were pitching 1 week before you gave birth?
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, now that's that'll be quite difficult to reproduce every single time. So yeah, if you need more pressure, you could, I don't know, you could
juggle with fire or something.
That would be amazing, or hand grenades, or jump out of airplanes and just kind of live stream that. I mean, no pressure on you, but now I understand.
I will work on that.
A week before. Yeah. That's impressive. Yeah, Yuri, can you up that?
No, sadly, I've never been pregnant. I think biologically it might be a bit difficult, but I like the experience, the pitching experience. I think you did a fine job. If there's one silver lining to the whole COVID situation, I think it might be the acceleration of these kinds of digital events. I think the current lockdown probably accelerated this by more than 5 years. So there are very few benefits to a pandemic, but this might be one of them.
And rightly so, yes. And yeah, I understand the reasons why you can't be pregnant, but thanks for pointing that out as well. I wasn't aware of those limitations, but finally I've understood the principle. Gabor, also same to you. Very calm, very confident, on time. I'm assuming you haven't been pregnant before, but I'm still taking you do pitch quite often.
Yeah, so it was very convenient and very time efficient, I can say. So, so it was a great experience. Yeah, I prefer still the real life thing, but in this situation, we have to adapt.
Thank you. Yes, and you're right. You have to adapt. You have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And again, every one of them did it so well. And for me, I mean, it's also quite a new experience, but I think it worked like a charm. It's been real fun. The only downside is it's kind of would be nice afterwards to sit down and have a drink and or chat or a pat on the back at least to all of you, because you've all done amazing. It was so good to experience that. Now I'm seeing on my information, is always the best part. Normally I can see this envelope coming on stage, but at least right now I received a message saying, we have a winner. And looking at Urban's smile, he already knows who the winner is. Now, thinking of Schrödinger, potentially you're all winners, or none of you are winners as of right now. Urban, you know who the winner is? I think I can hand over to you.
Yes, I think I do. I think I do. Can you bring all 4 or 5 finalists on the screen? So we see their happy faces. And once again, as you said, they're all winners. All right. So everyone is smiling. One of you will smile more after I announce the winner. I got the electronic envelope in my hand, and the winner is company Farser with Matija Nakic in the middle. Congrats.
So cool. Oh my God.
Congratulations. Now, I always loved that moment where it's kind of revealed seconds before. Congratulations to you. That's authentic joy. How do you feel?
On top of the world, really. Sorry, the sound is late, so the other colleagues are yelling like 1 minute after I've yelled, so sorry for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank to my fellow pitchers and to the judges, of course.
Absolutely, well deserved, well done. Obviously to all of you, but I really loved that moment of joy and sharing it. And it was good to see, honestly, we're so calm and confident, and now just to see that emotion coming out. What's the first thing you're going to do? You have a lovely team, I can see. What's the first thing you're going to do once the live stream ends?
Get a beer, because I'm not pregnant anymore, so.
It's good that you pointed out that fact as well. Not that anyone goes, like, what if she... Oh, good. So we know you're a winner, you're not pregnant, you're going to have a beer or 3 or 10, and you're not too excitable, but if you're really happy, you are very excitable. Very, very well done.
I'm very happy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for joining in. And obviously everyone else also, congratulations on getting this far. And again, if you're listening in and looking in, this is just a moment of evaluating today from a limited point of view. So every one of you is a winner for getting this far, but obviously you know that. Now, for me, there's not much more to do than to say it's been quite an experience. It's been amazing fun. Thank you all of you for jumping in, for doing this, for making this work. This is a very nice and interesting form of doing it. I'm very much looking forward to what the future is going to bring. And I can only say thank you very much. Stay safe. And even though this was an amazing digital experience, I am so looking also forward to meeting you all again in person on the other side, sooner or later, rather sooner than later. But we're all in this together and we'll make the difference. We're in it to win it. In that sense, stay safe. Thank you very much. And one last time I get to say these words I've said so many times, and that's before I hand over to Maribor, to my buddy Jure. Let's roll the intro. Good night and God bless. Stay safe. See you all. Bye-bye.